Well, hello. Welcome to season 3, story 3 on my Patreon account. We have a fun story today about a sexy event at an Uptown Loft, which, there's so many stories that I've been telling, but this one is a continuation from a story with a couple that we had, and I tell the story early on. I think I mentioned it a couple of posts back to check out that story with this artistic couple that we got together with and had our first kind of couple to couple kind of experience with them. I'll post where that happened, what story that was. I think it was in season 2. And now we're in season 3, and I don't want this lamp in my head. I'm just going to move over. There we go. And we're back at the Loft. So we're going to get into the story in a minute. Basically, this artistic couple that we had spent an evening with one night and had a little bit of fun with them. They had a great time, and we both all had a really, really good time. This is about a month or so later. They decide to hold a sexy event at their loft. And so they connected with a whole bunch of different people they'd invited, couples, singles. I didn't know who was going to come. We had no idea. We were one of the people that were invited. So we were super excited to go, to get invited. We had been at their loft before, and a very, very cool space. Both of them artists. So it was just a really big open space, and we were really excited to go because it had this amazing view out to the city. And, you never know what to expect. This was one of our first private kind of swinging, sexy, fun events that we had ever gone to. So, you can imagine if you get invited to a sexy event at a private house, how exciting that might be. And it's always scary. I'm always scared. I always say that. Like, I was so scared. I was so terrified. My nerves get the better of me. I'm nervous about going. I don't know what to expect. Now, in this particular situation, I was nervous, yes, but my husband was even more nervous. And this was mainly because he didn't know what to expect with me, what I would do. And there had been a few other situations where I was very relaxed and I really got into the whole scenario. And he was kind of worried about that because he gets a little bit nervous. And the other reason he was really nervous was that because he gets nervous or gets too excited, and maybe some of you have felt this in some explorations that you've had, he wasn't able to get an erection. So literally his connection with his penis, his cock, was not in a good place. He he got so excited that there was somehow the connection to get an erection just wouldn't work. And that happened to us a number of times in some of our earlier explorations. His nerves just got the better of him, and he maybe had been fantasizing about the event for so long that by the time when we actually went to the event, he had like such high expectations for himself, or he also felt that everybody else had high expectations for him to get an erection and to, really be present, and he wasn't able to get an erection. So he was nervous about that. He didn't say it out loud, but I knew that that was the situation because it had happened before. And now we're going into a group environment, and he was very excited and he was nervous. So before we went in, I said, we have to take some big breaths. We have to relax. We also have to know that there's no expectation. There's nothing expected of us. We don't have to do anything if we don't want. If you go to an event like this, like even a private event, of course, it's nice if you play, but there's no judgment on you if you are a voyeur, if you don't play at all, if you don't even take your clothes off, if you come in and stay for 5 minutes. if you come in and you play with everybody in the room. There's no judgment on what you do and how you perform. Um, and that's what I love about this kind of a community, because people are normally very open and non-judgmental, and you have an opportunity to really drop into you, who you are, what you desire, drop into the feeling of the event, and get away from your own expectations of what you should be doing, and all the excitement and the fantasy. And that's the problem that he had some of the time, was he had like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to fuck this person, I'm going to do that, I'm going to get in a group, I'm going to have like 3 4 women on me. And then he gets there and he's unable to perform at all, and then he's really upset, and then it's even worse, and he can't get anything happening. And so it's better to go in like with no expectations, no idea, just go and see what happens, and let your body lead you, let the energy of your body lead you, feel it out, right? Feel it. If you're getting turned on at any time for any reason, go with it. Allow yourself to explore that area. That's what I love about this, because it's not just a party where there's drinks and food and chatting. It's a party where there's sex, where there's connection, where there's nakedness, where there's vulnerability. So it is scary for a lot of people. It was for me. And in this particular event, I was quite nervous. I was quite attracted to this couple, both of them, the man and the woman. I'm not bisexual. I'm not sexually attracted to women, but I was attracted to this couple, like, to do whatever we could do. And I wanted to really connect somehow. Let's see what happens. So, so we got all dressed up, like, you can also go way over the top in what you wear in these kinds of events. Of course, like nowadays, I've been to clubs, and the stuff that women are wearing nowadays in clubs, I used to wear those to swinging and sexy events. People didn't used to wear those kinds of clothes to clubs. It seems to be like anything goes. Clothes have become much sexier in the generations now. Because when I went to clubs as a young woman, you didn't dress like that. You didn't dress with like fishnets and lingerie. But I see women at clubs now who do. And it's all very fine and open, and people do it. But that was more of the sex kind of, the sexy outfits, the lingerie, the really sexy outfits were for special sexy events. So I was wearing a sexy little black negligee, some black stockings, fishnets, high heels, little black underwear and a black bra. I mean, everything black, sexy black, see-through little negligee. So I was feeling pretty good. And I had a coat on because it was cold. It was kind of a wintry day. So that's how I walked down the street to this event. So that was very exciting because I was already underneath my coat. And my husband was dressed in a very sexual manner as well, in a kind of a fishnet kind of a shirt, which I just love on men. It really shows off their bodies. And so we get to their loft, and there happens to be another couple going in at the same time. And I wasn't so attracted to them, but and we weren't sure if they were going there or not, but they seemed like they were kind of artsy looking and dressed up in a kind of a way that might be just not a normal party. We get in the elevator and we say, oh, yes, they're going to the same place. So a little chit chat. Oh, you know them too. Yeah, we're going to the same party. Oh, cool. Like, let's go see what this is all about. And we get up to the top floors where their loft was, and go knock on the door, enter into this beautiful establishment. And it is just so decked out beautifully. I mean, because they are so artistic and creative, they really went out, and she in particular really went out to stimulate all of your senses. You know, the lighting was just like there was like sparkly lights everywhere and candles lit, so it was that kind of macabre kind of scene. There was really great music playing in the background. um, they had like a big open couch area, which like not L shape, almost U shaped couch, and then sitting spaces, like just perfect for what we were going for. They had little hors d'oeuvres and drinks, and so we came in, and it was so inviting when we walked in, and just like, oh, there was a whole bunch of different people there. We did not know anybody except for this couple, so right away, that's always intriguing. Like, who are these people? Is there anybody that I'm attracted to? Anybody sexy here? We're looking around. We're both kind of walking around, checking out people, some kind of strange people. I remember there was one guy there in kind of like pajamas. Like, you thought this late night sexy party was somewhere you wore pajamas. I don't know. But, excuse me, something in my nose. Um, who knows? Who knows, like, what people are thinking? No judgment there. But most people were very dressed up and very sexy. Lots of sexy women, very nice looking men, and yeah, nobody was really doing anything when we first arrived. People were just coming in, sitting around, checking each other out, kind of like checking out people. But for me, it's really like feeling the energy of the room, feeling the energy of the people kind of walking around and just like, is this like someone I could energetically get into doing more with? Is this someone I could connect with in a deeper level here? And just really feeling into that. And I felt a lot of electricity in the room. We actually didn't have a lot of conversations with people. We met up with a couple who were kind of showing us around and introducing us to people. And we got a drink and we sat down and we were kind of like, just hugging and kissing each other, getting ourselves into the mood. And, I was really wanting to connect with the guy of the couple. He was a very handsome man. And my husband was very interested in the woman. So we were kind of focused on them, let's say, and trying to get something going there, but it wasn't, they were kind of also busy because they were running the party. So we sit down on the ottoman, which is in the middle of this big, huge U-shaped couch, and we're sitting on there, and then we start to kiss a little bit, and then my husband kind of walks around, and I'm just sitting there and kind of lying back, and then a couple more people come on the ottoman and sit with me. And there's a couple there, a man and a woman, very nice looking, and they start kissing, and then I kind of join in kissing them. So now the three of us are kind of kissing, and then we start touching each other. And then she lies back, and now her breasts are out and exposed. So he's touching her breasts, and I'm right beside her and very, very close to her, like skin to skin, and he's touching her breast, and then I kind of lift up my shirt, and we're kind of rubbing each other a little bit, and he's there, and then a couple of other people kind of join in, and then I feel someone behind me kind of rubbing my back. Someone else is standing here and like standing between her legs and looking down at her, and he gets on his knees and opens her legs, and then the activity started up. And it's hard to explain this feeling, but the energy it's not there at first, and then it's kind of like this energetic sizzle in the air, and then something starts, and then you just get pulled right into it. And you I just get taken over, you know. I feel the body parts. I feel hands on my body. I feel people touching my hair, touching my back, touching my breast, hand between my legs. So I don't know whose hand, I don't know whose leg, whose body. It just kind of becomes this mesh of people, and there's about 5 people at that moment, all on this ottoman, squirming around each other. My husband wasn't there. He was maybe watching, um, but I wasn't paying too much attention at what he was doing. But at one moment, I he comes right up to me, and I grab him and I pull him down. I start kissing him, like deep mouth kissing him. I was so thirsty. I was just getting really, really thirsty. So I'm like, I need you. And we start kissing, making out. At the same time, there's these other people, but my husband